Hi, everybody. Okay, the sound is actually working. So, y'all, welcome to the live. Thank you so much for joining. Please hit the like button on your way in. We was having us some technical difficulties earlier. Hello, Mama V. How are you? Hi, everybody watching. Yes, y'all. So I finally figured out what was wrong. I was thinking something was going on with this laptop. I'm like, why isn't my sound working? It hasn't been working for some days, but I thought I fixed it. Went live and I didn't fix it. So I had to get that fixed. And yeah, we're back. So y'all can see from the title what we're going to talk about real quick. TNTG Mom, hi, how are you? Hello, Mama Capricorn, how you doing? Yes, y'all. So I did go live early. I know y'all kept saying like, why she keep pushing this time back? Child, somebody didn't want me to go live because the laptop was tripping. So yes, y'all. How y'all doing? How is everybody's day doing? I'm gonna let a few people come in to the video, and we're gonna get started. Hey, Glam Rocks, thank you so much for joining. You guys go show her channel some love. Interact, like, subscribe if you haven't already. Hello, Anitra J. How are you? Y'all doing good? Everybody doing okay today? So, yes, y'all already know it's been a lot going on. And I thought we would get up here and chat about it. It's been a lot happening around the way. Hey, sis. Yes, Anitra. Hey, everybody in the chat. So, y'all, we're going to talk about Sunny. She did quite a few lives. I've been meaning to come live and chat with y'all about what's been going on, about her live from Saturday. She did an apology live. She took that live down. So it's like it's been a lot going on with Sunny, and we just gonna chat about that. We're gonna talk about Mel's wins that she's had in court recently. We're gonna talk about that real quick. And we're gonna talk about all of this stuff. Cause Sunny, it's been a lot with Sunny. She didn't have her 15 minutes over here on YouTube. And we're gonna get into it. So I guess the first thing we can talk about is the live from Saturday and how everybody's feeling about that. I know, baby, it's been a lot of videos made. A lot of people had a lot to say. And I think everybody, for the most part, was coming from the same place with Sunny. She seems to kind of always be on the defense when something's going on. So I did tune into her Saturdays live where she invited everybody to come. I know everybody has been reminding y'all, but we gotta push that point home that Sunny invited everybody to subscribe to her channel and come check out her live on Saturday. She said she was going to be addressing some things. And I did catch it. I caught it very early on, but y'all, I had to jump off just as soon as I got on because I think I was only a few minutes in and she was already starting to berate people and talk down. I'm like, oh, from the get-go, this is what we're going to start? No, ma'am. Yes, I was there. I finally caught a live. Hi, Untitled. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, y'all. So I came in on Sunny Live Saturday, right where she was saying, she was thinking about counseling the live, but she decided to go ahead and get on there. She said she had some things to do with her dad. And so she said she was going to do a quick live and get off. But then she started talking about, her viewers. Now, she has since come out and said that, of course, she wasn't talking to her fans. But I don't know, Sunny. It came off like you was just talking to everybody that was there, like you was mad at the world. So I don't really know what that was about. So my problem was Sunny always seems to be a little defensive when she does her lives. And don't get me wrong, I see some of the videos that are made about Sunny in a negative way, but for the most part, I didn't see too many people dragging Sunny. Um, we did hear on the show that she didn't like how she was received at the podcast. And so that was something I wanted to mention too, because I think that also has her on the defense. Now, Sunny made a comment in her live where she said she didn't get with Moses as a ha moment to Destiny. She was like, she didn't get him to be like, ha I took your man. But from my understanding, I wasn't at the podcast with Mel and Carlos King, but from my understanding, that's kind of how Carlos introduced her. So perception is key in this type of situation. So maybe that's why people weren't too welcoming when she first came on the podcast. Remember, Letitia and Kimmy said on the show that Sunny said the audience wasn't really checking for her and they were kind of, turned off towards her from the beginning. Yeah, it did go left. Some of the things that was said was not warranted. I agree. Since I jumped off the live on Saturday, but since I was planning on coming to do this live, I did go back and watch some more of her live just to have some more context to speak about. But I do think she was gaslighting people. I think she was berating the whole audience, making comments that she didn't have to make. The whole thing about people not knowing their dads, not knowing their baby daddies, lying on people, saying, y'all be putting y'all kids on these men's for years. So it was a lot of stuff that Sunny said that was unwarranted. Hi on Brits Block. Thank you so much for joining. You guys go check out her channel, interact with her content, like and subscribe if you haven't already. So my whole thing with Sunny was I think a lot of stuff is still getting a little twisted, y'all. After she did that live and she received backlash, she went over there on another CC's channel and they said she was rude, and that's where she mentioned Kiki. So I think she was like digging herself a hole, really, because I didn't understand what she meant by that either, by saying, oh, y'all not about to Kiki me. Like, what exactly, where was she coming from with that? I think that was extremely distasteful because she's implying that the people did something to Kiki. And like, I don't think that should have been brought up at all. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of opinions. I don't really want to get into that very much, but I think Sunny was wrong for her comments. And I want to know why she trying to play everybody like everybody's against her. Did she not invite people to subscribe to her channel? Did she not say she was going to be addressing everything? Like, did she not know she was on a television show when she made her first live from the truck and told everybody that she was going to be dropping some tea? I know allegedly she supposedly may have gotten a call from production, and they probably did tell her to save some details for the reunion, but I'm so confused how she was trying to twist everything. She keeps talking out of anger and she can't take it back. She was very rude. Yeah, I think she was too. I didn't see the CC live, but I heard about it. Yeah, I didn't see the live either, but I did see somebody screenshot it. Y'all know YouTube, they gonna come with them receipts. So I thought she had verbally said that about Kiki, but no, she typed that, so they had that screenshot from where she typed out and said that. And I was just so confused about what she meant by that. I said, yes, she did. Yeah, she invited everybody over there and then basically turned on everybody and act like they came over there with the drama with her. When it came to Moses, she act like everybody was hounding her. Now, look, I don't know what people got in her inbox and said, I don't really have any issues with Sunny. I was, you can say I was on the fence because it wasn't too much I've seen on her on the show. I'm not really have been watching the show. Y'all know I've been on the blackout. I've been catching clips and stuff that happened on social media. So I didn't really have an opinion about Sunny either way. But I have to say, ever since she's been going live, she's kind of like pushed me. Like, I don't dislike her or have a problem with her, but it's some stuff that I've been showing that's coming to the surface that I don't agree with. And it's showing that she got a little side that I might not rock too much with. But I'm not gonna say I dislike her. But yeah, all that windmilling for Moses and getting mad at the viewers, acting like everybody's against her. I don't get that. Hey T from TV, please hit the like button. Thank you, Minky. Please tell them. Y'all here, please hit the like button. I have it in my last video. The CC asked why she said that and is explained. Yeah, I heard a little bit of what her explanation was, but then she also said, I'm not going to talk too much about somebody that's not here, but she's the person that brought her up. Nothing was ever revealed. His brother spoke and the sister-in-law spoke, and she been going live a lot to her detriment. Yeah, and then somebody said that wasn't her real brother, y'all. I mean, that wasn't Moses's real brother. Now, I have questions on why they were there as well, because it seems like she kind of brought the guy and his girl on as like these kind of character witnesses in a way. And it's like, Sunny, baby, we didn't put you and Moses on trial. We didn't put his background on trial. We didn't put your marriage on trial. You didn't have to bring any character witnesses with you to your live. Of course, the fact about him being allegedly locked up was a topic because he's on the show, and that's some new news that people didn't know. So again, I'm not going to deny that Sunny had trolls on her channel or that people have not spoke negatively about her online. But I kind of feel like that energy needs to be directed to them people. And it felt like she was addressing us all. And I'm going to even include myself, even though no, the shoe don't fit. But it felt like she was addressing us all, when she was speaking, and like she was mad at all of us. And I'm like, dang, what we do? We just here because you told us to be here, The comments were real rough on her. Now, yeah, that's why I just said what I said. I seen a few comments, but not many, y'all. Sunny has this disposition, in my opinion, every time she goes live. It's like she's constantly defending something that's not necessarily getting called into question. She's not built for reality TV and what comes with it. I agree. I'm not going to be constantly responding to stuff. She had addressed the whole situation about how she came and got along with Moses and what happened with Moses. She's addressed that multiple times. She still didn't come out and say anything about Moses and his recent arrest, allegedly. So I feel like she could have handled that in a totally different way. She said she couldn't speak on it because she's on the show. She's under contract. But also, she shouldn't have even been trying to speak on it, in my opinion, if this is a open and ongoing case of Moses. She shouldn't have wanted to speak on it from the bat. When she did that live, when she was in the truck, the day that the news was broke, I don't know if she went live that day or the next day, but the live where she invited everybody over to her channel. When she did that live, I feel like she could have just gave a flat out politically correct answer and left it at that. It's stuff she said over and over again that is from his past. He's a changed guy, he went to jail, he served his time. She could have said all that. I'm no publicist, but she could have simply put all that to bed that same day. So the fact that everybody was kind of calling her out for like clickbaiting and wanting to build her channel, I think they kind of hit the nail on the head. And I think that's another reason she came on kind of defensive as well, because even on my video before she went live, we were kind of discussing like how she's been baiting everybody and saying she's going to drop this tea, and not just on Moses. She said that she did the same thing with Destiny. She told Destiny in a post to be quiet before she tell the reason why her husband really left her, and then what happened right after she dropped that. Here she come with another post saying, "Oh, you called production on me." So it's like, it don't get mad at the people for calling a thing, Sonny. I think you were mad at us for saying you be clickbaiting people, but that seems to be what you're doing. You did the exact same thing with the Destiny situation. She said, "I agree." Yeah, she should have kid that, because people on YouTube are gonna talk either way. This is content. This is what we get paid for. But if she would have just came out and said, I'm not gonna speak on my husband, you know, um, we're gonna handle our legal issues. Maybe if we can later speak on it, maybe we will clarify if we can. But as of right now, I'm not gonna speak on that. If he's in jail, I wouldn't want to speak on it either. The case is still open, apparently, allegedly. So she could have avoided all that from the get-go. Don't get mad because people called you out on something you've seemingly done multiple times since you've been on the show, and then kind of start coming at everybody sideways. um she keeps bringing up the fact that, why are we attacking a black marriage? Like, don't get to the level, Sonny, because you kind of inching over to the rest of the cast and how they act and how they handle content creators and viewers of the show. Um, it's always this victim mentality where, okay, we're under attack. Why are you doing this to us? I don't think anybody was really calling into question your marriage, Sonny. They were just calling into question how you got with him, and you made that public. So when you bring something to the public like her and Moses did, they chose to come to Love and Marriage Huntsville with the specific storyline of, I'm dating the man that this woman I used to produce had. So of course, you're gonna have people that don't have a problem with it. You're gonna have people that have a problem with it. So it's like, she kind of can't get mad if people don't agree with how she got with her husband, because you made that public knowledge. Nobody knew she was dating Destiny's ex until the podcast. Carlos brought her on, and I think that ties into the thing where I think she believed that so many people disliked Destiny, and that was an event for male, basically male support, because Carlos ain't got no raindrops, child. So I think she felt, coming out to that specific audience, that she was going to be more welcomed. And she realized that, no, it's not just because we dislike somebody, people are not going to disagree with you. If some people think it's shady that you are now dating this woman's, well, I'm sorry, that you are now married to this woman's ex, some people are just going to think that's shady. After her question interview, people started to receive her, but since that time, there have been moving questionable to me. The thing that has me side eyeing her is the inconsistencies. I agree, because even after the podcast, it seemed like the majority of people were still giving Sunny a chance. Hi, Samantha. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Slim. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, it seemed like she was just, I don't know. This is just, these are my opinions. This is what I'm getting from watching Sunny do her lives and talk to, the public and stuff. It's just seeming like she wants to be a victim. And she keeps saying people are attacking her marriage, when I don't think that's the case. What else did she say, y'all? So the brother, she said she didn't meet him until the day they got married, which I found kind of weird. She keeps saying that she would never apologize to a man. Oh, no. Before she said that, she was like, people were mad because they don't have a man, and stuff like that. And it's like, Sonny, are you okay? And then she followed up with, I would never propose to a man. Sonny, I'm gonna just say how it felt to me with Moses being together. It felt like Sozy. It felt like Sunny had come to a point in her life where she was successful. She had her own money. She's a beautiful girl. And I think she was ready to check off some boxes in her life. Because it does seem that she hold Moses up to be this type of prize. Like she doesn't see herself as the prize in the relationship, like she sees him as a prize. Because she even made the comment that, oh well, y'all are attacking this black marriage, but a lot of black guys, a lot of black men that look good and um don't want to get married. Okay, that's not our problem. That's not black women's problem. That's not any woman's problem. So it seems like she held Moses up like she really caught the prize. A lot of people said when she made the comment about Destiny dropping the ball and she picked it up and scored. It's just like, why? It seems like you settled for one, Sonny. It seems like you settled because you were ready to check off the box of marriage, family, kid. And it seems like you kind of rushed into it because you only dated this man for 90 days. That is a little fast, in my opinion. And especially with somebody that seems to have a lot of baggage. It seems like she's extending more than Moses is at this point, and that's in my opinion. I have a theory that came to me today. What if production will use the Sunny situation to continue to attack the fans, saying we attacking Sunny and her marriage? I agree. It can play out that way too. They seem to think people, well, they like to say millimeters, but not everybody that disagrees or doesn't like Sunny is a millimeter. Um, but yeah, they can try to bring that up at the reunion, which they probably will, seeing as this whole first half of the season was about attacking the fans. Sunny has shown who she is. People better believe her. Oh, Dusty knows firsthand. Has hey everyone. Samantha Evie saying for Shanita too, but all we're doing is what we want the cast to do, hold everyone accountable, call out what's right and what's wrong. We can question the lies without hate. I agree, lies more lies, and that is true. Because they did the same thing, like, oh, y'all mad at Shanita, oh, y'all mad at Sunny. Nobody's mad at them. We are calling out what we see as a wrong. And not so much as a wrong as just what we calling out BS as we see it. Let's just call spade a spade. This was not the first time Sunny has said she's gonna do something and she didn't do it. And don't get me wrong, she has the right to change her mind. She has the right to feel another way and not want to proceed, how she first said it. But just say that, express that, communicate that. Don't come up and gaslight the people like people are trying to get all in your business uninvited. That's really what everybody is saying. It's okay that you no longer wanted to drop the tea what you said you were going to drop, or you couldn't drop the tea what you said you couldn't drop, but just express that. Don't turn around and start attacking your audience and make it seem like they're the problem. She could have easily just said, okay guys, I can't do, I can't do basically what I originally planned for the live. However, I still did want to go live and get on here and talk with y'all, and she could have moved forward from there. And and saying the whole thing like, oh, some of y'all don't even have a man. Sonny, it seems like you couldn't wait to say that. Seems like you've been waiting about 40 plus years to try to throw that up in somebody's face, And then, of course, when all else fails, bring up God. That's how it comes off to me. And that seems to be a reoccurring thing with the cast as well. They'll get all into these type of spills about God and what's going on. And yes, I know God plays a part in our everyday life, but it doesn't seem genuine. That's all I'm gonna say. When they bring up God, it doesn't feel genuine to me. It feels like they are trying to give themselves an out, in my opinion. We've seen all of the cast members do that. Her apology video. Really, that was funny to me because she made the apology video, but then she didn't leave the apology video up. But the live that, she's issuing the apology video for is still up. So that makes me question if it was genuine. She said she wasn't used to dealing with a lot of negativity, which could be true. but I still think she handled it in the wrong way. She could have just, like I said, gave a blanket statement, covered the Moses thing, and moved on. We didn't need the guy that she keeps bringing on live, because what exactly is that man supposed to do? Is he supposed to be there to try to convince us that Moses is this great guy? Nobody said he was a bad guy. Nobody said Moses was a bad guy because he has a criminal record. She made it seem like people were judging him for his past. She's like, oh, that was when he was in his young 20s. When you guys were in y'all 20s, y'all probably was fucking out the both pants legs. Y'all probably was getting trains ran on y'all. She just went so far with it. It's like, what? Excuse me, ma'am? You done switched up on everybody. Karma Aquarius says she did the same thing to some folks that she did to play in our face and then attack. Yeah, that was y'all. I was side eyeing Sunny. I really was. That man, it doesn't seem like they know each other any. It doesn't seem like they know each other pretty well. I don't know what she was doing up there. Seemed like she was kind of a little embarrassed at the fact that he's back in jail. Um, she's been defending her marriage and her man. And yes, defend your family and your man, but don't be out here looking crazy. Don't get online looking crazy in the midst of this, because she's windmilling so hard. But he's in jail right now. Allegedly, I don't know. He wasn't on the live with her, and she didn't make a mention, as far as I know, to my knowledge, that he was elsewhere. So I think that's safe to say. But hey, I don't know. So allegedly, he's still in there. Sunny is destiny with a job. Vanessa. Two sides of a coin. Is that what you saying, Vanessa? Because listen, I can kind of see that in some ways. Because child, the way this cast will try to make it seem like the viewers are attacking them and are against them or then switched up on them, they will literally do that in a drop of a dime. But it's like, no, Sonny, you've done this multiple times. Act like you, even before you started your YouTube, on your Instagram, you were saying you was going to drop stuff on your Instagram and never dropped it. And that's okay, but just don't try to think everybody is wrong for calling that out. It's a pattern now. You've done it more than once. You've done it more than twice, allegedly. So it's a pattern. Don't get mad for people for calling it out. And if he's not in his 20s. Yeah, they said she said something was still lingering on. But that alleged DUI he allegedly got, that was from 2023. That's supposed to be a case that's still lingering on. He's supposed to have a hearing for his trial this month, I believe on the 16th. I didn't really hear her address that. So it's like some stuff is not in the past though. The stuff you may have did those 15 years for, yeah, that probably was in the past. I don't think she wanted anyone to know, and it got out. Now she's the cleanup woman. I agree on Briss Block. Them people in that group, Facebook group, and it's probably somebody that know them personally that let the information out. Because like I said, I don't think people were really just checking that hard for Moses. And again, she didn't have to come out how she came out, because she invited everybody there. If production did tell her, hold up, switch, don't really talk about it, I can see it, because what else they gonna talk about at the reunion? What else are they gonna talk about at the reunion, for real, for real? So I could see that happening, but it's just like she should have communicated that. And going on the attack, she did too much in that aspect, in my opinion. And it didn't seem like she was just talking to her haters. It seemed like you was talking to everybody. those Facebook groups are hell. And that's another thing I wanted to point out, that everybody gets dragged. Every single person on that cast gets dragged. And not just on that cast. This happens on other shows. People try to act like this stuff is exclusive to Love and Marriage Huntsville. No, people will drag you. When the Real Housewives came out, they was dragging them. We done found out Nene used to be a stripper, allegedly. We found out a lot of stuff about the cast. Sheree, her money problems, everything is on the table with reality TV. Like, people will dig up your dirt. But I don't like Sunny trying to paint this narrative that the people switched on her or the people were never for her, which, just, I don't think they were against you, even if they weren't for you. Some people just really didn't care. They found it shady how she got with Moses, but anybody will find that kind of shady in real life, on TV, whatever, and obviously Carlos found it kind of shady and filled with drama because he was willing to bring y'all on the show for it. So it's like, just don't gaslight us. Sunny mad because Destiny has something to laugh at her about now. I agree. I think that was her main thing. She was embarrassed about the people finding out, and also Destiny now having some type of ammo against her, because she's painting this picture of them being on the up and up. And Sunny does seem to be successful, in her own right. So it's like, don't try to get on our case talking about we all want to slob on your husband knob. No, ma'am. You settled for him, ma'am. He's not a prize pick. You definitely dated down, in my opinion. And as a woman that didn't seem to have any baggage, I don't think she has an ex-husband. I don't think she have any kids. It's like, you had your own money. It's like, ma'am, don't nobody want him but you. The cast will not be able to. Real Housewives of New Jersey fan base, child, that's what I'm saying. All across the board on TV, people will dig up your stuff and they're gonna talk about it. So it's just like, she should have just took it on the chin. If she didn't want to hear it, if she felt like she was gonna respond and like react off emotion, she could have kind of set that out, because it would have passed. It would have blew over. It would have absolutely blew over after everybody talked about the tea that was tea, which would have been him being in jail or possibly being out. It would have blew over, and she could have just left that at that. And I would have, if I were her. I'm questioning that. I went back and listened to the LMDC live podcast, and he said she was a friend of the show. He made it look like Mel brought her on to be shady. Yeah, they do that. Excuse me. They do that when they don't have no like clear direction, like to bring them on the show. Like when the person is not actually friends with the main cast member, they will just put that title on them. They've done it on all type of reality TV shows, you guys. It's just a way to basically introduce the audience to this new character or this new person. They'll say, "Oh, this is such and such friend," but they don't even been to know that person before the show. Is she a friend of the show, or is she really getting paid? I don't know. I don't think they weren't up there as like a main couple when the show comes on, I don't think. And then they weren't in the cast photos. Dusty was there by herself, but they didn't take those black and white photos. Where is Sunny's photo? Where they photo at, y'all? For the black and white little stuff. So they might be friends of the show. Sunny knew how the audience was on Love and Marriage Huntsville. She thought people hated Destiny and make people like her. I agree. I think that played an aspect. I really do. I think she felt how people felt about Destiny, and she thought they were just going to welcome her with open arms. But that's not the case. Like, nobody, they try to paint people as just these. They try to paint everybody on Love and Marriage Huntsville, the viewers, as to have this like sort of group mentality in a way. Where we all dislike this one person and we all gonna automatically like the person that they have beef with, when that's not the case. But people, in my opinion, people gave her a chance. I gave her a chance. I wanted to see what she was about. But she is kind of giving pick me vibes. It is kind of giving, if you don't have a man, you don't have no worth. It is kind of given. I was single for a long time and I've been waiting to throw my man comments up in your faces when a lot of these women are married. A lot of these women are in relationships. It's like they be completely far off with their thinking. Is this why I believe she produced this storyline? He said on the podcast she called him. So she's lying about she's getting paid for her story. She's not getting paid, or CK is paying on the side. Well, even if she called him for the opportunity to be on the show, I think they would still get paid for their time for filming and stuff. Sonny knew how the audience was. We read that. Yeah, if she's a friend of the show, she really getting paid. Yeah, so I think she's getting paid, y'all. If they're on there filming and doing scenes, I think she's getting paid for that. But that does not mean that they then pitch themselves to the show, because she could have possibly done that. Because at the end of the day, she would have had to let them know that she was messing around with Moses. How else would they would have known? Yes, she was a producer on the show, but she had to tell somebody that worked on the show, like, hey, I'm now dating such and such, or I'm now about to marry such and such. Y'all know he was with Destiny, because how else would production find out about their relationship? These are supposed to be two St. Louis natives. Y'all are supposed to be in a whole nother state. So how would people know if they would, like, say for instance, if they were sneaky linking? How would people know that? They had to bring it to the forefront. So y'all, that's really all I had about Sunny, because yeah, I think she was gaslighting the people. I think she caused a lot of the drama online regarding herself. I don't think people really dislike her. I think they dislike the things that she was doing. I don't think nobody cares about Moses for real, for real. It was just some tea at the time that got dropped. Of course, everybody's going to talk about it, give their commentary, and it would have blew over. She could have completely just left that alone. Don't try to make it seem like we trying to make you risk your job, because she got on there and was gaslighting, talking about, I'm not going to risk my family for y'all. I'm under a contract. Y'all act like y'all don't know I'm on a show. No, you act like you don't know you on the show. You knew you was on the show before you told everybody to come over there. We don't know what you can and what you can't talk about. You supposed to know that. You brought this up. You said you was going to talk about it. And even if you didn't know at that time, you should have just expressed that and said, okay, you guys, I got a little ahead of myself. I can't really speak on the situation. We're going to keep it pushing. And that would have been that. She said, okay, thanks, because I always thought friends of the show don't get paid. So thanks for clearing that up. Oh, I see what you're saying, lies and more lies. Now here's the thing. I don't know. I'm not no expert. I've never worked on a reality show. But even as friends of the show, I believe they get compensated. Y'all got to remember, time is money. And they're using these people likeness and all of that when it comes to television. They got to sign releases. They got to do all type of stuff. So even if they come on as a friend of the show on any show, I think they get compensated for that. It's probably dependent on how much they film though. But people, even as extras, they get paid when they go be in the background of these shows and these movies and stuff. Extras get paid. So I would assume the same thing goes for friends of the show. They still, they're still appearing on the camera. So I think they still get paid. So y'all, real quick before we get off, I'm gonna wrap this up. We're gonna talk about Mel and Martell very quickly, because I've done videos on my channel, y'all. So the most recent update was we know that Mel's 2 motions that she filed were granted. The motion for the continuance was granted. They will now start trial, for the case involving the kids in February of next year. Now the second motion was the motion to strike. They did grant that, but it was partially granted, and I went over in my last video the numbers that were granted and stricken from the record. A lot of people had questions on what was not stricken. Again, I got another video on my channel of Martell's motion, so y'all could go see the documents in full on those videos. All I had to really say was what I forgot to say in the video. because some people wanted to know, like, well, because even at first I was saying that he struck certain numbers from the record, but he could have struck the whole motion. But in my mind, I was already thinking this, but I did not verbalize it in my video. Is I believe that the other accusations will be addressed at the trial next year, because we got to remember what they struck from the record was what they classified as hearsay. So that means it was flat out hearsay. He must have didn't, have any type of some supporting documentation attached. So the judge was able to rule on that and dismiss it out as hearsay. Now, the other accusations, I believe they're going to give him the opportunity to present proof, evidence, anything he can for those other accusations. And if and when he can't, then the judge will make a ruling on whether or not to strike that from the record. So, he alleged a lot of stuff like the kids being taken on trips instead of being allowed to go to school. He alleged the thing about them not having a primary care physician. He alleged some other things about Mel and her security. He alleged that Mel gives pictures to Van and Lauren to post online. So all of those things, they can't be taken as hearsay because he can actually provide proof. Not saying that he has any. Again, I'm not saying that he has any proof, but I'm saying they have to present him with the opportunity to present his proof and put on his case. So it makes sense that those accusations will be held until they continue the trial and actually go to court. I believe Mel will come out victorious. I said that in my other video. She seems to have a great team on her side as far as her lawyers. I believe it was a great idea to get this case continued until after the criminal trial, because after the criminal trial, then Martell will be once again convicted of harassing communications. And once he's convicted, they can also address that at this trial. And that will hopefully, in my opinion, help Mel in this case. I believe it will. So that was smart. I believe her legal team knows exactly what they're doing. I do believe the judge's decision on that motion to strike certain things and hold certain things for trial was the right way to go. So I believe everything's going to work out for Mel, you guys. I don't see Martell having any type of proof of his allegations. I also don't see Mel as the type of person that wouldn't have her kids a doctor or wouldn't make their schooling a priority. She was a teacher. She know how important school is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, y'all don't worry. It will all work out and play out. And of course, we're going to keep each other updated with that. I hope Mel shows the video of his people posting the kids. Yeah, because Dusty posted the kids, Belinda posted Boss Baby or Sugar Mama, one of them. So people on his end have been posting the kids too. But then on the other hand, how would he know Mel sent pictures to Miss Van and Lauren? You see what I'm saying? How could he prove that? How could he prove that? He doesn't know. He would have to prove that she was sending them pictures. Hi, Simply Beautiful. She said those babies are in school. They have had physicals and shots to even attend school. Yes, they do have to have that to attend school. And the schools do not play about them documents. So we all know. And even after the live, you guys, the Monday after Mel's TikTok live, she literally posted over there on TikTok a video and gave us an update. The same video where she was working out. And I posted it on my channel. She mentioned, and you can see Mel leaving the school. So the TikTok live was on Sunday. They flew back to Alabama immediately, and those babies were in school the next day. So we know Mel don't play about school. And I have, like I said, I have the video on my channel. So I don't think they missed any school for her TikTok live. I think they left after school was out on that Friday, and they made it back to be dropped off at school by that Monday. So he may be referring to some other trips, but again, I don't believe Mel is out here scheduling these trips and these adventures with her kids on school days. I think she knows how to properly schedule her kids and herself. I was send my mom photos. I don't think Miss Van lives in Huntsville. And again, that's something normal. Even if she was sending her mom pictures, how could he prove they were sent with the intention to say, "Hey, mom, post this for me"? You see what I'm saying? I sent you I send people pictures all the time. Like, you can't say just because she sent pictures to her mom that she's telling her to post them. So we'll have to wait till the trial, you guys, but I don't think that gives any cause for worry. I think it will be addressed. And I think Mel is going to win her case. Hopefully, she is awarded full custody. And Martell is kind of put on some type of restrictions on the kids. That's just my opinion, y'all. I believe that that does need to happen. And the courts need to define what's the first right of refusal for the father. Edification. Yeah, I think that's another thing that will be addressed at the trial. The first right of refusal, because he had two of those. He said she was leaving the kids with the security, and she was leaving the kids with Miss Van without giving him the first right of refusal. So that will have to be addressed at the trial, and they will hopefully clarify that for everybody too. So we gonna keep up with it. That don't go off until February of next year, you guys. So we got some time before that, but we're gonna keep up with the case. I'm gonna keep y'all updated with that. I'm also gonna keep up with the criminal case. I'm interested in the trial. If Ms. Van travels to Huntsville, he can't dictate her stand at the house, nor is it required first right of refusal. Exactly. Exactly. I think Martell gonna kind of get his butt handed to him, allegedly, and in my opinion. Thanks for keeping us abreast of the info. Folks don't give you credit, but you are the one that has been breaking this story. Oh, thank you, this Diva Lynn. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, y'all know how some of these content creators are, y'all. That's a whole nother spiel. That's a whole nother spiel, you guys. But so yeah, we got a lot of cases to keep our eyes out on, y'all. Maurice is also allegedly supposed to be in court this month with both of his cases. One against the content creators and his DUI case are both supposed to be heard this month. So we're gonna keep our eyes out for that. We're gonna keep our eyes out for Dusty. She still has her cases with her ex-husband LeBeric, the criminal one, and the other one, where she owes him 19K. We're gonna keep our eyes out for that. We have Stormy versus Cal, that case. So we're gonna be pretty busy over here, y'all, with the updates. And I'm working on some new content to start bringing you guys. So we're gonna start discussing other things other than the cases. But y'all know I'm gonna keep y'all updated with that. When he got arrested, the first right of refusal wasn't given to Melody. And when she was looking for her kids, Marlene didn't answer the phone. Good point, Simply. And I think that should be taken into consideration as well, which it probably has already been mentioned. That why did he go turn himself in when he had his kids in his custody? I heard she got a new warrant in Detroit. Who, Tasha Bay? Dusty? Are you talking about Dusty? Allegedly has a new warrant in Detroit when he got arrested. Yeah, you guys. So that was weird. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about regarding them. Yeah, so y'all let me know what y'all think about all this. Drop it in the comments if you're listening to the replay. She said, Dusty. Child, what did she get another warrant for? Well, we'll have to keep an eye out for that too. Y'all, please like the video. Thank y'all so much for joining, and I'll catch y'all in the next live.